Hello my dear students, I hope you all are very fine at your home and working very hard. This is the third video of this week, and as we have completed all the explanation and discussion of this chapter, okay, so today we are going to discuss the short and long question answer. Okay, let's proceed. I hope you will not skip the video and you will see till the last. Our first question is, what do you mean by habitat? Okay, habitat is a natural place where animals used to live for their food, shelter and the other requirement. Okay, this is their natural home, and it can be the forest, it can be the sea, it can be lake, and it can be any other area which is used to live by the different animals. Okay. So habitat is a natural place which provides them with the food, water, shelter and the right kind of environment they need to live. It is a natural home of a living thing. It can be lakes, forest, desert and etc. As you can see, some of the animals are living in forest, some of the animals are living in water, and some of the animals are living in desert, and some bacteria are living under the ground also. So these all are their natural habitat. So natural habitat is a place where they used to live. Okay. Our next question is, what is blubber? I have already explained. Blubber is the thick layer of fat which is present under the skin, and these keep the animal's body warm during the winter, especially the mammals. As here you are seeing, these are the seals. Okay, and easily you can see the thick layer of fat under the skin. These provide warmth to their body when the sea water become very cold during the winter or in the cold climate. So these blubber only keep their body warm and help them to survive in the cold climate. Okay. Next question is, what are arboreal animals? Give two examples. Arboreal animals are the animals that live mostly on the tree. They can live on the land, but mostly they spend the time on the trees by climbing from one branch to another branch, by swinging from one tree to another tree, and jumping from one place to another place on the trees only. Okay, so these are the arboreal animals. The examples are monkeys, koala bears, squirrel, okay, lizard and so on. Here upside you are seeing the koala bear. This is the koala bear, and the second is lizard. Lizard is having little rough area so that they cannot slip from the branch. Next question is, what are endangered animals? Nowadays you are seeing, by the greedy purposes of the human being, the large number of animals has been killed or are being killed. Why? So that they can fulfill their greedy need. They are killed, the animals are killed for their skin, for their horn, for their tusk and so many valuable things. But due to these, okay, they are disappearing day by day, and the number of those animals are becoming less and less. At any time they can disappear from the earth and they will be called the extinct animal that time. So these animals which are very few in number are called endangered animals, and the examples are rhinoceros, tigers, panda, okay, giant panda and the sea turtle. These are the endangered animals. Okay, so the answer is, the animals that have become very few in number and are disappearing fast from the earth due to destroying their habitats or hunting them are called endangered animals. So what we have to do? We have to save them. Okay. Next question is the long answer question. Okay, due to my picture only you are not able to see. We are going to discuss exercise E, answer these questions. And what is the first question? Our first question is, explain how a camel is adapted to live in the desert. Okay, as you all are knowing, the deserts, the ship of desert are camel. Why? Because camel is very useful animal for the desert, because they can the camels can survive in that harsh climate very well. They are having a lot of adaptation due to that they can survive in desert very easily. And what are the adaptation? The first adaptation, they are having thick layer, and thick layer help them in the daytime to protect from the very hot, and in the night from very cold. You all are knowing that due to the sand, the desert are very very hot in daytime and very very cold in night time. So that's why the camel is having very thick layer, so that they can protect them from day and night also. Second importance of this thick layer is, these thick layer does not allow to sweat a lot, because if they will sweat, a lot of water will be escaped from their body and they will get thirsty and they cannot survive. That's why they are having very thick layer. Due to that, the water body does not escape from them and they does not get thirsty. They do not get thirsty quickly. Second is, they are having broad, flat and padded feet. If you and I will try to move on the desert, then our leg will sink into the sand, but the feet of camel is broad, and the broad thing does not use to sink into the sand. Okay, and second, they are padded also, so they can easily move from one place to another place in the desert. So this is the second adaptation. Third is, they are having hump on the back, which is used to store the fat, and when they don't get food for a longer period of time, then whatever fat is reserved in the hump, they are converted into carbohydrate, and from there they used to take the energy. Okay, so this is the reason the camel can survive without water and food for a long period of time, and this is the reason they are very very useful in desert. Okay, our next question is, explain the adaptations of amphibians. What are amphibians? Amphibians are the animal that can live both on the land and in the water. That means definitely they are having the two type of adaptation, okay, which is required on the land and in the water. So first adaptation is breathing organ. They are having two types of breathing organ. First is lungs, which is used to breathe on the land, and second is their skin. When they go into the water, their moist skin is used to breathe through the surface of the skin. Okay, so these two breathing organ is found in the amphibians. Second is, they have webbed feet to swim in the water and hop on the land. The webbed feet are used to hop or jump from one place to another place, and when they are into the water, they use these webbed feet to push back the water and swim into the water very easily. Next is, some amphibians like frogs and toads have long and very strong leg. As you can see, I have earlier explained, these back legs are very strong and long, okay, which help them to jump from one place to another place. These legs are called hind legs. Okay, these are called hind legs, which are situated backside and which are used to jump on the land, and sometimes from the land to the water also. So these are the adaptation found in the amphibians. Our next question is, how have herbivores adapted themselves to eat their food? You all are knowing what the herbivores are. Herbivorous animals are the animal, okay, herbivorous animal are the animal that used to eat plant products or the different part of the plant, okay, or sometimes they use the grasses. So these animals are called the herbivorous. So how they all are eating these plant, and what are the adaptation which is found in these type of animals? Let's discuss. First of all, they are having very long and strong leg. Why? Because they have to move from one place to another place over a large area. If they are grazing like cow, buffalo, goat, sheep and zebra, horses, when they are grazing on in the field, so they have to walk over a large area. So if they will not have the strong leg, they will get tired. Okay, that's why they are having strong leg. Second is, they are having sharp front teeth. Okay, you all are knowing sharp front teeth are used to cut or bite the plants, whereas the broader teeth, okay, which is situated on the back, they are used to chew the food. Okay. Third is, some of the animal like elephant and giraffe, as you can see on the upper side, they are having the different structure. Like giraffe is having long leg and long neck, which make them easier to climb the leaves from the tall trees. In the same way, elephant is having trunk which help them to break the branches and the leaves and have the leaves very easily. Okay, so these are the adaptations found in the herbivorous animals. Our next question is, explain how parasites obtain food. Okay, what are the parasites? Parasites are the animal that depend on the other animals or the plant, okay, for their food. They depend on the host body. Okay, you all are knowing the host body is the body that are providing the food to the parasites. Okay, so how they used to suck the blood. They are having needle like structure which is called sucker. They used to pierce the sucker into the skin of the host, okay, and then they suck the blood from their body. Okay, as you can see, the mosquito is sitting on the skin, the leeches are sitting, the leeches have been hooked on the skin, and the bug also used to sit on the upper skin. So they are having the needle like structure which is called a sucker. They used to suck the blood from that only. Our last question is, how does a tortoise protect itself? First of all, I want to show you the picture. See, this is the turtle. His head and the limbs are not visible. Why? Because they have taken that inside. They have hide their limbs and head inside. Whenever they feel any danger, then they used to protect their body part by hiding into the shell. They are having the shell, as you can see upside. It is having the hard shell. Okay, this is the shell, and these are used to hide their body when they feel the danger. Okay, whenever they are feeling someone is going to harm them, that they used to hide their body part into the shell. Okay, by this way they protect their soft body. I hope you all have understood all the question answer, and with the help of this video you are able to write your question answer very easily. Thank you for watching.